ng hapon ang afternoon session. You can watch us in our DepEd Edtech Unit Facebook page, Educational Technology Unit YouTube channel, DepEd Tayo, and DepEd Philippines. Kita-kits tayo tuwing Sabado!
Magandang araw, Sir Wilbur po, at your service. Narito ang ETUlay upang gabayan ka sa inyong pag-aaral upang lubos na maunawaan ang iba't ibang paksa o subject. Ang ETUlay ay isang free online tutorial class na pinangungunahan ng ICT's Educational Technology Unit sa pamumuno ni Undersecretary Elaine Del P. Pascua. Ang programang ito ay hindi lamang para sa mga bata, kundi ito rin ay magsisilbing gabay sa mga magulang at mga guro kung paano nila ituturo o gagabayan sa bawat asignatura ang kanilang mga anak o mga estudyante. Sa kasalukuyan, ang self-learning module mula sa rehiyon ng Calabarzon at kilala sa tawag na pivot ang ginagamit sa ating ETUlay online class. Kaya ano pang hinihintay ninyo? Ihanda na ang inyong mga ballpen o lapis, papel o kwaderno at samahan kaming itulay ang pagkatuto para sa bawat batang Pilipino. Sama-sama tayong magtutulungan para malampasan ang mga hamon sa panahong ito. Halina't matuto kasama ang inyong online tutor sa oras na ito.
Good afternoon to all our learners, to all our parents, teachers, and all the other there who are watching the ETUlay online tutorial for English 7 this afternoon. So today is Tuesday once again. Today is June 29. So only one day to go and we're done with June. So we are a few days away from the end of the school year. So let me just start off with our online tutorial. Let me have my screen first. Okay, so the screen is now sharing. So again, welcome to the ETUlay online tutorial. This is English 7. And today we're going to discuss quarter 4, week 7 with the topic compose an informative essay. So this will be our last topic for the whole fourth quarter. So I am Tutor Drazel and I am here to guide you. This is every Tuesday. You stayed with me for the whole school year, that is from 1:40 to 2:20 p.m. And I am here to teach you a lot of skills on English 7, which of course you will use them also in your more advanced skills in the next levels of your English classes. So these are our objectives for today's session. You will be able to first define an informative essay. Number 2 is identify the value of an informative essay. 3, learn the structure of an informative essay. And the third or the last is to compose an informative essay. So all these objectives will be, of course, we hope and pray that we meet all these objectives for our last session for quarter 4. So I am always saying that this would be the last session. I am saying that this will be the last tutorial session because next week, on our last session for the quarter 4 or for the whole school year, we are going to invite some special guests who will be discussing with us the impact of ETUlay to their students. So we have 2 important guests on our next week's session. So please watch that special session. It's going to be our culminating activity for the whole school year. So let us now begin with our pre-test. But before that, let us get ready first with our pen and paper so we can start answering our first activity, which is composed of 5 items. So before that, while we are waiting, let me just greet the following. Jamie Bornolia from San Gabriel National High School, that's from Santa Maria, Bulacan. And then we also have from students and teachers from Lalio National High School, that's from Cagayan. And we also have, of course, the students and teachers from Mangahan High School. And we have a lot of students here from, we have Kathleen Soriano from West District Isabela, and we also have Joshua Pasion from SDO Cagayan, that's Region 2. Okay, now by the way, before we continue with our pretest, let me just thank first, of course, our our sponsor for our learning module this afternoon is, of course, we're going to make use of the self-learning modules from Region 7. That's from Negros Oriental. Okay, so we're going to make use of their modules. So now let us begin. I hope everybody is now ready for our pretest. So let us begin with the first item. So this is our direction for the pretest. So what you're going to do would be the following. First is to read each item carefully, and then you're going to choose the letter of the correct answer based, of course, on your prior knowledge about informative essay, because this is the pretest. So let us begin with item number one. Okay, for item number one, this is the first statement. The purpose of the introduction paragraph is to, letter A, grab the attention of the reader. B, provide background information on the topic. Letter C, establish the importance of the topic. Letter D, state your thesis. Or letter E, all of the above. Which do you think is the correct answer? We have 5 choices for this number. Can you give me the correct letter of the answer? So just comment your answer on our comments box there. So we now have an answer here from Nell and Mark, and they're saying it's an E. Same with John Kiyoshi Layosa and Macraden Moleño. Let us check if their answer is correct. Is it letter E? Okay, very good. That's letter E. Good job on our first item. Next, let's have number 2. Why is it important to include background information in your essay's introduction paragraph? The choices would be the following. Letter A, grab the attention of the reader. B, persuade the reader to consider your position. Letter C, to help the reader understand the topic before you introduce your main points. Or letter D, to convince the reader to agree with your main claim. What do you think is the correct answer for number 2? Is it A, B, C, or D? We only have 4 choices for number 2. We now have some answers here from Joshua Pasion. He's saying it's a C. And then Kathleen Soriano also says it's a C. So let us check if that is correct. Is it letter C? Yes, very good. It's letter C. So it will help you introduce your main points. Next, let's have number 3. The recipe for a perfect introduction paragraph includes all of the following except A, hook, B, a counterclaim, C, a thesis statement, D, a background information, or E, is it importance of the topic? What is the recipe for a perfect introduction paragraph? What do you think is the correct answer? So while we're waiting for number 3's answer, we say hi to Christine Jury Norsho from Mangahan High School, grade 8, admirable. Thank you for watching. Do we now have answers? Yes, we have answers now from Francine, from Trixmarl, from Christine Reyes, from Joshua and Jonafel and Isaias. Is their answer correct? Is it letter B? Okay, very good. A counterclaim. So that is not part of the introduction paragraph of an informative essay because that is part of a persuasive speech or a persuasive essay. Next, let's have number 4. The thesis statement blank. A, provides an overview of what your essay will be about. Letter B, used to establish importance of the topic. Letter C, explains why the reader should agree with you, or D, is not necessary in the introduction paragraph. What do you think is the correct answer for number 4? Number 4. What is the correct answer for number 4? We have now an answer from Joshua, from Mark, from Jamie, Christine also, Sharina, and Hariel. What is the correct answer? Is it a letter A or letter B? Okay, let us check. The correct answer is letter A. So Faith, Angelica, and Diwan and Mary Grace, you got the correct answer for number 4. Next, number 5. The last item for the pretest. An informative essay should have blank paragraphs. A, is it 4? B, 5? C, 6? Or D, 3? Okay, how many paragraphs do we need for an informative essay? Is it 4, 5, 6, or 3? Please write the correct answer, the correct letter, I mean. So we now have answers from Julia, from Harvey, from Jamie, from Rika, from Miles, from Boymar. They are saying it's a B. Same with Juliana and Sedi. Let us check. Is it only 5 paragraphs? Yes, very good. So we have 5 paragraphs for an informative essay. Don't worry, I'll be explaining that later as we go on with our session. So that would conclude our pretest. So that is also to check whether you are already ready or prepared for today's discussion. So before we continue with our session, let's just first have a recap of what we discussed last week. So last week, we already had this learning that literature can teach us about the past, help us understand the present, and empower us to create the future. We also learned last week that by reading such books, one can learn to develop empathy and can associate an aspect of his or her life to that of the characters. That is what we usually do every time we read any literary piece. We relate ourselves to that of the character. So that is a very good sign that you are understanding what you are reading. So that is about literature as a tool in understanding other people also. So let us continue now with our lesson. So today, like what I have mentioned a while ago, we will be discussing informative essay. So before that, we have to define first what is an informative essay. So this is the definition. So the informative essay's purpose is to educate others on a certain topic. That's why it's called informative, because it will inform. So typically, these essays will answer one only of the 5 W's. So we are referring here to who, what, where, when, and why. And of course, they can also answer one H, that is a how, which of course is indicating how to do something. That would still be an informative essay. Now, another thing for defining it, informative essays must never express your opinion or try to convince others to take a certain action or stance. So that is very much different from an informative essay. That role is expressly reserved for persuasive essays. So, of course, if your informative essay is interesting, then it may move your readers to learn more about the subject. But of course, they have to do that on their own. Okay, so you don't ask them to have your own or to have their opinion the same as yours, because you're just informing them about facts. So next, let's talk about the structure. How can we write an informative essay? So these are the parts of the informative essay. First, of course, we have to have our introduction paragraph, which is called beginning or introduction. That would be the first paragraph of your essay. Next, the middle or the body. The middle of the body or the body is composed of 2 paragraphs. Okay, so we have 1 paragraph for beginning or introduction, and then we have for the middle or the body, we have 2 paragraphs or 3, I mean 2 to 3 paragraphs. So we have already 4, and then of course the last part or the last for the structure would be the ending or the conclusion. So which is also composed of 1 paragraph. So let us have a recap of that. Beginning or introduction, that's 1 paragraph. Middle or body, that's 2 to 3 paragraphs. So we have 4. And then the last would be 1 paragraph for conclusion. So that makes 5 paragraphs for our informative speech. Okay. So next, let us have now the introduction. So let's discuss the parts one by one. To start off, let's have the introduction because that would be the first paragraph that you're going to create when you are doing or when you are writing your informative essay. So first, the introduction would be known as the beginning or the introduction. This is an opportunity to present your thesis statement and grab the attention of the reader. The thesis statement, I will be explaining that in a while. Okay? So, we also have to take note of this that the thesis statement must be one sentence only, okay, and making it very clear what the reader must be informed about. Okay, next, the introduction can be anywhere from a paragraph or to a page, depending on the requirements and circumstances. Okay? And this is used to introduce the main idea, provide any pertinent definitions, and briefly describe what will be covered. That's why it's called an introduction. It gives a bird's eye view of what your topic or how your topic will be discussed. And above all else, the introduction must clearly state what readers are about to explore. Be sure to steer clear of any evidence of your opinion on the topic. Remember, we're just going to state facts and not your opinion. Don't forget that. So let us now talk about the thesis statement. So, a thesis statement clearly identifies the topic being discussed. It includes the points discussed in the paper and is written for a specific audience. May I remind you again that the thesis statement is only one sentence that briefly discusses everything. Okay? So, your thesis statement belongs at the end of your first paragraph. Okay? So, that would be the last sentence of your introduction. And of course, don't forget that you use this to generate interest in your topic, and this will also encourage your audience to continue reading, okay, as you discuss your topic, of course. So, the second part of your informative essay would be the body. The body is also known as the discussion. Okay, that would be the body of the middle of your presentation or your informative essay. This is now your opportunity to expound about upon the thesis statement, grab the attention of the audience, and you're going to do this by presenting solid facts, statistics, statements, and other supporting details. So this is where you discuss everything. So the body will be several paragraphs long, like what I have mentioned, that's around 2 to 3 paragraphs, and that will be comprising the bulk of the essay. This is where you will be providing further details about the main idea. So be sure that you delve deeply into every area previously outlined in your introduction. The last paragraph would be the conclusion. Now, the conclusion is also known as the end. So, this is now your opportunity to summarize the essay in a paragraph or two. Usually, it's only 1 paragraph. And it should spur the reader to want to learn more about the topic. Be sure to reiterate the thesis statement even on your conclusion. So, in your introduction, you may have laid out what will be covered in the essay. Now, offer a sentence or two reiterating what was learned about those topic areas. That would be in your conclusion. So, don't forget that. So, now, how are we going to write the informative essay? Please take note of the following tips. First, select an appropriate topic. Okay, always do that. Next, when you already have the topic, you will now research and gather ideas about the subject. After researching, you have to make a list of the important facts that you gathered while reading or while gathering or while researching for the topic. Next, if you already have the list, now you create an outline. Now, the outline will organize your facts in a logical way. That will also guide you in writing your informative essay. Now, if you already have an outline, the next thing that you have to do is to write your essay based on the outline that you have created. And then, after that, of course, you have to proofread your work. So, proofreading would be the editing of your work. So, don't forget that. Okay? Next, let us now proceed to the next part. So don't forget, again, let us have a review first of the informative essay before we proceed to the next slide. First, select an appropriate topic. Next, you research and gather ideas about the subject. Next, you have to make a list of these important facts. After that, you create an outline that will organize your facts. Then you write your essay. That's the only time that you are going to write your essay. That's already on the fifth step. And then the last would be after writing the essay, read it again, proofread it, and edit your work or do some necessary corrections on your essay. So after that, when you already think that your essay is good, you are already done with your proofreading. That's the only time that you can finally say that you have written a good informative essay, and you can ask others to write it or to read it. I mean, and to or submit it to your teacher, whoever would be asking you to do it. Okay. So, are we now ready for activity one? So, let us check if everyone's ready now for activity one. So, while we're waiting for others to prepare, let me just greet the following people. Ma'am Gina Borja from SDO Tapat, Tipas National High School. And then we also have Jenny May Eustaquio from Lalio National High School. And we also have Sonia Cruz from Titay, Zamboanga, Sibugay. Wow, that's very far. Thank you very much for watching. So let us now proceed with activity one. So this would be the direction for activity one. So you're going to read every item and then answer each question. You're going to choose your answer from the given choices. So let us now have the item number one. Okay, number one. What written component will drive your informative essay? Again, what written component will drive your informative essay? Choices would be letter A, is it evidence? B, is it elaboration? C, is it your thesis statement? Or D, is it the hook? What do you think will drive your informative essay? Please don't forget to write the number in doing or in answering in our comment section. Write the number first before you write the letter of your choice. So we have an answer here. The very first to write the answer is Christine Rose Reyes. Okay. Let us check if they have the correct answer. So is it C? Very good. That's thesis statement. The thesis statement, don't forget that it will always drive your informative essay. So next, let us proceed with the second item. Why is specific language important to drive or to include in your essay? Again, why is specific language important to include in your essay? Letter A, it validates my essay. Or letter B, it helps to communicate. We only have two choices for number two. Is it validates my essay or helps to communicate? What is the correct answer? Number two, let us check the comments now if there are already answers. Is it A or B? Christine Reyes already answered. We also have answer from Ruven, from Wenchi, from Mark, from Bernadette. Who among them got the correct answer? Is it A or B? The correct answer is letter A. So the language validates your essay. Okay, next, let us proceed with number three. Number three, what should you keep in mind when writing your informative essay? Letter A, is it audience, prompt, and purpose? B, task, purpose, and audience? Letter C, prompt, pencil, or people? Or D, audience, humor, and people? What is the correct answer for number three? Okay, what should you keep in mind when writing your informative essay. So we now have an answer here from JC, from Kyle, from D1, from Mark also, and Joshua, and Jenny May, who got the correct answer. The correct answer for number 3 is letter B, that is task, purpose, and audience. So Lance Ruidera, you got the correct answer. And so with Gail and Ira Villegas also, you got the correct answer. Next, let us proceed with number 4. Okay, number 4. What are essential to include in your informative essay? Letter A, opinion, evidence, or organization. B, entertaining, evidence, and elaboration. Letter C, clear thesis, informs, informs the reader and opinionated. Letter D, organization, clear and accurate, strong supporting evidence. What is very essential to include in your informative essay? Is it A, B, C, or D? Which of these letters got the correct answer? So, do we now have an answer? We're still waiting for some answers here. So, Joshua Pasion got the answer now. And so with Jill and Mark and Rochelle also. So, others are still writing. We also have from Jenny May, Elsa also, and Juliana. Okay, the correct answer. What do you think is the correct answer for number 4? It's letter D. So, this is very essential. Don't forget, we always need to have organization, clear and accurate and strong supporting evidence. That would be for number 4. Okay? Next, let's have the last item for activity 1. Activity 1, which rules should be followed when trying to achieve a formal style in your writing? Okay? So, which rules should be followed when trying to achieve a formal style in your writing? Letter A, avoid contractions. Letter B, avoid using statements such as now I am going to tell you. Letter C, avoid slang. Or letter D, all of the above. What do you think is the correct answer? Which rules should be followed when trying to achieve a formal style in your writing? Is it A, B, C, or D? I hope my PowerPoint is not lagging. Okay, something's wrong with the connection. I'm very sorry with that. Okay, so do we now have answers? So we now have answers here for number 5. Okay, almost all of you are saying it's a D. Let us check. Is that a letter D? Okay, the correct answer for number 5 is D. That's all of the above. So remember that when you are writing a formal style of writing, avoid contractions, avoid using statements such as now I'm going to tell you, avoid slang also because we have to strictly adhere to the formal style in writing. So now let us proceed with checking of your grades, or I mean your scores. Let us check how many got 5 for activity 1. If you got a 5 for activity 1, please give me a thumbs up. React. That would be a react. Give a thumbs up react on our comment section so we can see who among you got a perfect score in activity 1. Okay, we now have some thumbs ups here. We have from Ira, from Rochelle, from Kathleya, from Joshua, Ruven, D1, Angela, Isaias, Francine, Kathleya, Hariel. So that those are a lot of thumbs up reacts on our comment section. Thank you very much for participating and congratulations for getting a perfect score. So now let us move to activity 2. This would be our second activity now, still on the same topic. So this would be the direction for activity 2. You're going to read I'm going to read the following informative text and then you're going to answer the questions. You can read along with me, of course. So this would be our reading material for today. Our text is entitled, What is a Novel Coronavirus? That's a very informative text, of course, and this is something that you can relate on. So a novel coronavirus, that's COV, is a new strain of coronavirus. The disease caused by the novel coronavirus, first identified in Wuhan, China, has been named Coronavirus Disease 2019 or COVID 19, where CO stands for corona, VI for virus, and D for disease. Formerly, this disease was referred to as 2019 novel coronavirus or 2019 nCoV. The COVID 19 virus is a new virus linked to the same family of viruses as severe acute respiratory syndrome or SARS and some types of common cold. COVID 19 has been described as a pandemic by the World Health Organization. Many COVID 19 symptoms are similar to those of the flu, the common cold, and other conditions, so a test is required to confirm if someone has COVID 19. Symptoms may appear 2 to 14 days after exposure to the virus and can range from very mild to severe illness. Some people who have been infected don't have any symptoms, so we call that asymptomatic. The most common symptoms are fever, cough, and tiredness. Other symptoms can include shortness of breath, chest pain or pressure, muscle or body aches, headache, loss of taste or smell, confusion, sore throat, congestion or runny nose, diarrhea, nausea and vomiting, abdominal pain, and skin rashes. In addition to these symptoms, infants may have difficulty feeding. So that is our informative text about COVID 19 or the novel coronavirus. Okay, let us now have our questions. First question. What type of text is the article? What type of text is the article? A. Descriptive, B. Persuasive, C. Informative, or D. Narrative? What do you think is the correct answer? What type of text is the article? Is it A, B, C, or D? Please write your comments or your answers on our comment section. So we now have an answer here from Jill, from Joshua, and Ruven. Is their answer correct? Is it letter C? Very good. That's letter C for number 1. Next, let us have number 2. What is the purpose of an informative text? Choices are A, to entertain, B, to give information, C, to persuade, or D, to give answers. What is the correct answer? Is it A, B, C, or D? Please write number 2 and then the letter of your choice. Okay, we have an answer here from Mark Jomer and Maria Angela. Okay, the correct answer is very good. Christine Judy Norsho, you got the correct answer. That's letter B. Next, let's have number 3. What is the structure of an information report or an informative essay? Excuse me. Letter A, is it introduction followed by series of descriptive paragraphs and then the conclusion? Or is it letter B, series of descriptive paragraphs followed by the conclusion and the introduction? Letter C starts with an introduction, then conclusion, and then series of descriptive paragraphs. Or letter D, it starts with a conclusion, introduction, and then series of descriptive paragraphs. What is the correct answer? A, B, C, or D for number 3? Okay, number 3, Francine says it's letter A, and so with Jill. Let us check their answer. Okay, correct. That's letter A for number 3. Next, number 4. What is the purpose of the introduction in an information report? Letter A, to give factual information about the subject. Letter B, to summarize the text. Letter C, to make a general statement and classify the subject. Or letter D, all of the above. What is the correct answer? To give factual, is it letter A, B, C, or D? So, what is your answer for number 4. What is the purpose of the introduction? According to Christine Reyes, it's A. According to Joshua, it's a D. And same with Mark Jomer and Elsa and Miles. Let us check. Correct answer is C. You're going to make a general statement and you're going to classify the subject. You got tricked by the letter D. Okay, next, let's have the last item for the activity 2. Okay, last item. This time there are no choices. Please write the comment, your answer. What is the report about? What was the text all about? Please write your answer on the comment section. There are no options. Just write the correct answer. Okay, according to Joshua Pashon, it's the novel coronavirus. Very good. Next, what are the symptoms of COVID-19? What are the symptoms of COVID-19? You just write one. Okay, you can just write one. So the others can also have the other answers. Okay, we are still having answers here for number 5. How about number 6? What are the symptoms of COVID-19? Just give me one. Okay, Boymar says it's cold. Very good. Next, we have loss of taste. Ira. Sophia says fever. Okay, very good. Those are all signs. When she's Jenny May, fever. Very good. Okay, also with D1. And to Ruven, I mean, flu. Also, Nell says it's a cough, or Kathleya says it's shortness of breath. Very good. Those are all symptoms of COVID-19. Okay, next, let's have activity 3. This is the last activity now. So this time, what you're going to do is to complete the following statement. So I have here 2 statements. You're just going to complete them. This will show what you have learned in today's session. The first statement. In today's ETUlay session, I have realized that blank. Okay, in today's ETUlay session, I have realized that blank. Okay, what do you think is that realization that you have had for today's ETUlay session? Okay, what do you think? Are your realizations now for our session this afternoon? What did you learn in today's ETUlay session? So let me just wait. While waiting, let me greet our learners here. We have JR Famador, Carol Joseph and Kimberly, and Sedi and JC also, and Angela. So, and Christine Reyes also, thank you very much for watching. I hope you are really learning a lot. So, what did you learn in today's ETUlay session? According to Ira, COVID-19 is the worst flu, and the informative essay is important also. That's very good. According to Kate, informative essay is very important. It gives us information that we can use in our daily life. According to Mark Jomer, COVID-19 is a serious problem. That's very good. Those are all good realizations. Thank you very much. Let's now proceed to the next statement. I will apply my learning in blank. So how will you apply your learning in today's session? Okay, that would be our second statement. How are you going to apply this learning? Okay, where are you going to use your knowledge in informative essay? Okay. According to Boymar, it can give us information. Then, yes, according to Labenya, you can use it in time of the pandemic because you are going to, of course, see the fake news. So you're going to decide which is, according to Gail, you can use it also in educating yourself. And very important in research, according to Kyle Manabat. Very good. According to Sophia, I will apply my learning in my next school grade. That's good. Okay, very good. At least you are now ready for the next grade level. Thank you very much for all those answers. So, did you do well in today's session? If you got perfect scores, if you got high scores, congratulations. You did well, not just today, but in all my ETUlay sessions. And of course, if you did survive the school year, the pandemic school year, then congratulations to all of you. Congratulations to your teachers. Congratulations to your parents as well. So don't forget some good stuff that I would like you to take home. Don't forget, I write because I don't know what I think until I read what I say. So keep on reading, keep on writing. That will always improve your thinking. That is according to Flannery O'Connor. Okay, again, thank you very much for joining me. Choose English Day always. That's from Tuesdays, every Tuesday, 1 p.m. to 4:20 p.m. So thank you for watching, and please don't forget to watch also Tutor Rubilin for English 8. Thank you very much for staying with me for the whole quarter, for the whole school year. I am hoping and praying that everybody is okay and safe and healthy. Again, thank you very much. God bless us all. Bye.
Sigurado ako na marami ka na namang natutuhan sa ating ETUlay tutorial session ngayong araw. Tandaan, ito ay hindi lamang para sa ating mga mag-aaral, kundi pati rin sa ating mga minamahal na guro at mga magulang na kaagapay natin para maituloy ang pagkatuto sa kabila ng nararanasang pandemya. Patuloy ding sumubaybay sa DepEd TV para sa mga araling ginawang video episodes. Mapapanood ito mula Lunes hanggang Sabado, alas 7 ng umaga hanggang alas 7 ng gabi sa inyong mga telebisyon. Abangan bukas mula 1:00 ng tanghali ang iba pang aralin sa ating ETUlay free online tutorial session sa Filipino. I-like and subscribe at manatiling nakasubaybay sa ating ETUlay tutorial session sa DepEd Edtech Unit FB page at Educational Technology Unit channel sa YouTube at sa DepEd Tayo at DepEd Philippines social media accounts. Paalam!